What happens when saving the world isn't enough? What happens when the fate of everything you've ever known, your family, your friends, your entire reality, hinges on a choice that is, by every measure, pure evil? For the heroes of the Marvel Universe, this isn't a hypothetical question. It's not a thought experiment. It is the single most harrowing chapter in their long, storied history. A time when the Avengers stopped being protectors of the innocent and became alternatives to annihilation. This is the story of the Incursions, the death of the multiverse, and the creation of a secret cabal of heroes who, in order to save their own reality, were forced to learn how to destroy a world. Today we're diving deep into the Illuminati's darkest hour. A story about moral compromise, impossible choices, and the slow, agonizing descent of heroes into something far more complicated. This is the Incursion Saga. Our story begins not in New York, not in Latveria, but in the most technologically advanced nation on Earth, Wakanda. The kingdom, now the world's leading space power, is running its sacred games, a ritual trial designed to identify the next generation of potential makers, Wakanda's elite scientist innovators. These are the best and brightest, the future of the nation. 3 young Wakandans, Kimo, Dori, and Kono, have made it to the final stage. They've solved a series of complex puzzles, working together, proving their intellect and their unity. Now they face the final piece of the challenge, an ancient obelisk. One of them, Nkono, the youngest and brightest, cuts his hand. His blood unlocks the obelisk. They expect a prize, a gadget, a key to some new discovery. Instead, something far more terrifying happens. A strange, ghostly rhino-like apparition bursts through a portal-like rift in the air. The 3 young Wakandans scramble back in terror. The rift stabilizes and from it emerges something else. The Black Panther himself, T'Challa, appears through the portal. He's been tracking this anomaly. He formally congratulates the 3 young Wakandans, calling them the finest of their generation. He tells them something that should be a triumphant declaration. Wakanda has become the world's leading space power while the rest of the world has fallen behind. And their true prize isn't wealth or gadgets. It's a chance to help push humanity out into the stars. But then the obelisk fully activates. It reveals a star map, a solar system with 12 planets that isn't Wakanda's own. As they puzzle over it, the rift stabilizes completely. And through it they find themselves somewhere else entirely. Under an alien sky, dominated by a massive, swirling planet hanging impossibly close overhead. T'Challa refers to it in awe, calling it Goddess. But they're not alone. A group of Black Ops mercenaries emerges from the jungle. And leading them is a strange, cold, pale-skinned woman with glowing eyes. She's working together with a scarred blonde commander, and it quickly becomes clear that she's no ordinary human. She understands ancient, dead languages, Sumerian specifically. She speaks of something called incursions, planetary collisions between parallel Earths. She reveals that she's a Black Swan, and that this alien world hanging in the sky is connected to a phenomenon no single person can cause, an incursion. She coldly warns that she may be here to destroy this entire world. And she dares Black Panther to try to stop her. The scarred blonde commander, wearing a strange biosuit, reveals he's made a bargain with the Black Swan. He traded a device, referred to as a manifold, implying its use to navigate or trigger dimensional travel, for promised safe passage. She kills him anyway, coldly, without hesitation. She states, with chilling precision, that she only promised he wouldn't die yet. Nothing of forever. A brutal firefight erupts between Wakandan soldiers and the mercenaries. People are gunned down, burnt. The battlefield is chaos. In the chaos, tragedy strikes. 2 of Panther's young companions, Kimo and Dori, are killed. Nkono, the brightest of them all, is mortally wounded. T'Challa cradles the dying young man in his arms. Nkono, in his final moments, sees a vision. A glimpse of something beyond. His final word, uttered with his last breath, is simply, "The stars." T'Challa is grief-stricken and enraged. He's lost the future of his people in a single brutal encounter. The remaining group tries to flee back to the portal. But Black Panther realizes something terrifying. This alien location is interfering with space-time. He cannot teleport them home instantly the way he normally could. Survivors argue over what to do next. Some want to go back and get revenge, to hunt down the Black Swan, to make her pay for what she's done. Others insist they must return immediately to warn their people. Cooler heads prevail. Our entire future is at stake, they argue. Vengeance can wait. Warning Wakanda cannot. In a haunting sequence, Black Panther recalls a prophecy once given to him by the Panther goddess, Bast. It's a cryptic, chilling vision. Dead kings, worlds dying, fallen angels, lost souls. It's framed as an answer to the question, who steps up when everything is ending? Who bears the burden when civilization itself is threatened with extinction? The prophecy sets Chala up as a chosen figure, someone meant to respond to civilization-ending threats. But the weight of that destiny is already crushing him. The next day, back in Wakanda's necropolis, the royal ancestral tomb, Black Panther prays to the Panther goddess Bast. He's broken. He begs to be saved from what this world demands, and from righteous men. Meanwhile, something else is happening. A mysterious besooted man carrying a briefcase descends into what appears to be a hidden alien or advanced vessel. It's suggesting a clandestine meeting is about to take place. Panther's internal prayer escalates. He lists the forces he fears, or perhaps hopes to be spared from. Thinkers, Reed Richards. Summoners, Doctor Strange. Midnight Kings, Black Bolt. Mercenary warlords. And finally, the devil himself. And then the final page of this scene reveals who's arrived to see him. A grim delegation led by Captain America, flanked by Black Bolt, Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, and other black-suited operatives. It's essentially the Illuminati, or what will become the Illuminati, arriving in Wakanda. Captain America's inner monologue echoes Panther's dread. He asks to be saved from what we are about to do. It implies they've come to enlist, or coerce, Chala into a plan involving unthinkable, morally compromising choices to fight the incursions destroying the multiverse. After the disaster with the Black Swan, Chala is heartbroken. Young people close to him died. But he's also pragmatic. He brought the captured Black Swan back to Wakanda and locked her in a cell deep within the necropolis. He has questions. And she has answers, whether she wants to share them or not. Reed Richards is the first to question her. He's calm, measured, rational. He offers to just talk instead of using force. She scoffs at his kindness. She claims she doesn't fear pain. She's endured far worse than anything he could imagine. But then Reed shows her a device and asks a simple question. What world did you come from? She pauses. And then she answers, Earth. She admits she destroyed her own home world. She killed everyone she ever knew to survive. Using diagrams, Reed explains the impossible truth. The multiverse is full of parallel Earths. Infinite realities, infinite versions of everyone in this room. Something went wrong. And now, pairs of Earths are colliding and destroying each other. This event is called an incursion. Once an incursion starts, the two worlds have exactly 8 hours to find a way to survive. If they can't separate the worlds, one Earth must be completely destroyed to save the other universe. It's a binary choice. There is no third option. And the timer is always ticking. Chala calls a secret meeting. He gathers a small group of the smartest, most powerful people on Earth. Captain America, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Black Bolt, King of the Inhumans, Namor the Submariner, and Reed Richards. This becomes the Illuminati. But trust is a problem. They've been fooled by imposters before, Skrulls, doppelgangers, tricksters. So they verify their identities using tricky methods. Hidden Infinity Gems. Secret facts only they'd know. The tension is palpable. These are the most powerful people on the planet. And they're terrified. Chala keeps Namor secretly hosted in Wakanda's royal tomb, the necropolis, with strict rules. Don't be seen, don't talk to any Wakandans. It's a dangerous game. Namor is an unpredictable ally and a deadly enemy. Namor mocks Chala for needing him. But then he warns Chala, coldly, seriously, that he holds Wakandan blood on his hands from past conflicts. And one day when it's convenient, he'll kill him. It's a chilling reminder that the Illuminati is not a team of friends. It's a team of rivals forced to work together by extinction-level threats. The group debates what to do. They realize they only have 8 hours once an incursion starts. And they have no way yet to reliably stop it. Iron Man makes a chilling suggestion. They should be willing to use something better than the Infinity Gauntlet if they have to. He's implying destroying the other Earth to save their own. Captain America is furious. He refuses to accept necessary evil as an option. He insists there must be another way. There has to be. But even as he says it, the doubt is creeping in. He knows time is running out. And then a haunting final scene. Reed Richards, alone, coldly decides that everything dies eventually. The planet, the galaxy, the universe. Destroying an enemy Earth to save his own, he reasons, is simply how things are. He accepts it. This moment foreshadows that Reed will eventually cross the line Captain America refused to. The line is already being drawn in the sand. While the Illuminati forms, another recruitment is taking place in New York. A lawyer reads Charles Xavier's will to Hank McCoy, Beast, one of the founding members of the X-Men. It's a somber occasion. Beast is saddened to see how much the X-Men's legacy has changed. The dreams of peaceful coexistence seem further away than ever. But then the lawyer produces a special letter. It's marked simply, "Remember." Beast opens it. And inside there's a recorded message. A hologram of Charles Xavier appears before him. Xavier explains that if Beast is seeing this, Xavier is dead. And Beast has now been recruited into a secret group. Xavier says he trusts Beast to carry a heavy burden. He hopes Beast will forgive him someday for what I have done. Inside the letter is a hidden safe. Inside the safe are secret journals, Xavier's personal logs. They detail activities that are necessary and unthinkable. He also found Mind Stone in secret vault. Xavier knew about the coming crisis. He was preparing for it. And now the burden has passed to Beast. Beast is horrified. His mentor, the man who taught him to be a hero, was involved in something dark. Something that required secrecy. Something that required sacrifice. The Illuminati welcomes Beast in person. They bring him into their secret group. Captain America, Black Bolt, Namor and others are there to greet him. They implant a device in his hand, a communicator that lets them talk to each other anywhere, even across the multiverse. It connects to an early warning system they built to detect the next incursion. Beast is now part of the team. He's seen the truth. And there's no going back. Meanwhile, Reed Richards and Namor continue to interrogate the Black Swan. Reed shows her the Infinity Gems and explains their plan to use them. She warns him that the stones only work in their home universe. They'll buy time, she says, but they won't solve the real problem. Over several days, Reed and Namor build an odd rapport with her. They share meals, simple things like French fries, even though she's their prisoner. She hints ominously that the wheel is relentless. They have no idea what's coming. And when it arrives, they won't be ready. The Illuminati tests the early warning system. And it works immediately. All members feel a jolt in their hands. An incursion is happening in Gilgit-Baltistan, Pakistan. The team teleports there and searches the mountains for the incursion point. This is it. The moment of truth. Their first real test. They use the Infinity Gauntlet to try to stop it. Reassembling the 6 Infinity Gems into a working gauntlet, they give it to Captain America to wear. If anyone can handle this power, it's him. He channels immense cosmic power, attempting to push the intruding Earth away. It seems to be working. For a moment they have hope. But then something goes wrong. A strange vibration or feedback signals a problem. In a chaotic, blinding flash, the gems shatter. One is completely destroyed. Gone. Beast and Captain America are left dazed, unsure what just happened. Namor furiously accuses Captain America of getting them all killed with his failed attempt. A fight nearly breaks out between Namor and Cap before Doctor Strange and others intervene. The team is fractured. The Infinity Gauntlet is broken. And the next incursion is coming. Back in the necropolis, Cap and Black Panther have a private, tense conversation. Cap fears the others are quietly convincing themselves to cross a moral line. They're justifying it, he says, because we're desperate. He refuses to accept necessary evil. He's the moral compass of the team. And he will not break. Black Panther, despite his own doubts, promises to stand with him. Later, everyone regathers around the table. The tension is unbearable. They debate whether they'll compromise their morals for survival. Black Bolt, Reed, and others argue they need to keep all possible options on the table, even the unthinkable. They can't afford to rule out anything. Not when the stakes are this high. Reed, devastated, essentially concludes, "We have to learn how to destroy a world. The line has been crossed. Not in action yet, but in thought. In principle. The moral fence they were standing on is crumbling." Tony Stark and Black Panther examine a device tied to an antimatter weapon. It's the same kind of trigger used by a Black Swan to destroy an entire Earth. Reed Richards and Black Panther have reverse-engineered it. The team discusses building their own countermeasure. Some of them have moral reservations about the plan. But desperation is winning. Need is overcoming conviction. Tony fashions makeshift helmets from repurposed alien tech. The team uses them to bounce a secret signal past the sun, keeping their activities hidden from prying eyes. They're setting up a covert meeting in space. Away from Earth. Away from prying eyes. Away from anyone who might stop them. Tony reveals he's secretly constructing a massive solar collector. Essentially a Dyson sphere, a structure built around the sun to harness its power. He jokingly wants to call it Stark Sphere, but settles on Soul's hammer. It's a last resort weapon. A way to harness their son's power to destroy an incoming Earth. The line is getting closer. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange prepares to open the forbidden book of Cagliostro. It's a spell requiring an immense dark cost, the souls of 40 fallen men and one of the righteous. He tells Wong he doesn't fear the price. He only fears that time is running out. He puts his affairs in order in case he doesn't return. He's planning to sacrifice himself as the righteous component. Strange is ready to die. To trade his soul for a chance to save everything. The Illuminati confronts Terrax the Tamer, a herald of Galactus preparing another incursion event on Earth. They're revealed to have no real defense against an incoming incursion. Terrax mocks their helplessness. He explains that Galactus is a universal constant, who must exist at the end of every universe. But because of incursions, universes are dying prematurely. So his master intends to destroy their Earth to unmoor and save their home universe. He urges the heroes to accept this greater good and stand down. He has more than Galactus alone to account for. Rather than accept genocide as fate, the Illuminati attacks Terrax outright. Doctor Strange casts powerful spells. Iron Man and Black Panther engage directly. Black Bolt and Namor charge in with fury. They refuse to let the world die without a fight. It's a desperate, brutal battle. Heroes against a cosmic force. Morality against inevitability. Back in the necropolis, Reed Richards and Black Panther visit the captive Black Swan in her cell. She's finally willing to talk. But she demands to be freed from her cage first. One can only be in total darkness for so long before panic sets in, she says. Reed agrees to hear her out. But he says there's a price for his help. She punches him, testing him, not truly attacking, confirming he's suffered through incursions and still lives. She calls him foolish for underestimating what he's dealing with. Reed has Black Panther let her out. She reveals she deliberately let herself get caught. She cracked her own cell wall to test their strength. And she notes that the real cage was a bomb, equal in yield to the explosive necklace she wears. A control device to keep her compliant. She's been playing them this entire time. Flashback, 1 week ago. The team battles Terrax the Tamer at the Latverian castle ruins. Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Black Panther, Black Bolt, Namor, Beast, and Doctor Strange fight him off before he can trigger the incursion's destructive machine. Terrax is defeated. And it's revealed that the Black Swan, the mysterious woman seen falling from the sky earlier, is connected to this event. She's been watching them. Testing them. Present day. The Illuminati questions her in the ruins. She's cagey and combative at first. She spits at Strange, a necromancer, a summoner. But Reed makes clear her cooperation will earn her more freedom. Slowly she begins to tell her story. The Black Swan was once a princess named Yabat Amantaru. She was sister to Crown Prince Didingra of a hidden city. And she was keeper of a magical key to a library of worlds, a multiversal way station gifted by mysterious beings called the Ivory Kings. As a child she was curious. She stole the key. She opened the door herself. And in doing so she unwittingly summoned the Black Priests, servants of the Great Destroyer, Rabum Alal. The Black Priests massacred her entire world. Everyone she loved. Everyone she knew. Slaughtered in an instant. She was spared only because they needed her. Inside the library she met the Great Ladies, other Black Swans. They told her her world was an offering to Rabum Alal. And she was raised among them as their newest sister. She explains that the birth of Rabum Alal marked the early death of everything. It was the beginning of the universes colliding. Swans like her exist to guide worlds to be offered to Rabum Alal so the many may live a season longer. They're shepherds leading flocks to the slaughter. Reed presses her for real, useful information rather than myth. He needs solutions, not stories. Black Swan bluntly states the truth. The incursions never stop until every world dies. This is all there is, she says. But she reveals there is a way to end them for good. The eighth way, called shading the apocalypse. You evacuate a world, then completely destroy it. She notes it's been done many times before. And she specifically recognizes Beast, Henry McCoy, as someone whose alternate selves have carried out this method before in The Great Game of Worlds. Beast is horrified. He's being told that other versions of him, parallel universe versions, have committed genocide. And that he may have to do the same. Black Panther and others remain wary of her. Black Panther states flatly, "I watched you kill a world." She replies coldly, "She's done worse." And she warns them, "You will all do worse." It's a chilling prophecy. She knows what's coming. and she knows that eventually they'll all cross the line. Still, she offers to help. She claims she can refine their incursion detection tech, and she reveals she can predict incursions herself, through devices implanted in her eyes. She warns them that the next one is coming in minutes. The team scrambles to triangulate the coming incursion's location. It's a desperate race against time. And then the location is revealed. It's Latveria, Dr. Doom's homeland. One of the most dangerous, magically protected, technologically advanced places on Earth. The incursion is happening in the heart of the domain of their greatest enemy. The Illuminati is out of time. Their grand plans have failed. The Infinity Gauntlet is broken. Soul's hammer is not ready. The forbidden spell has a horrific cost. Their only lead points them directly into the heart of Latveria, the domain of Dr. Doom. They have failed the innocent. They have failed the universe. And now, they are racing towards a confrontation that will force them to decide if the ends truly justify the means. The team that was formed to save everything is now on the verge of becoming the destroyers of worlds. The question isn't if they will cross the line. The question is, when? And what will be left of them when they do? This is the grim reality of the Incursion Saga. A story that proves that in the Marvel Universe, the hardest choice isn't always between good and evil. Sometimes it's between two types of evil. The Illuminati was formed by heroes who wanted to protect their world. But the crisis they faced was so immense, so all-encompassing, that they were forced to consider the unthinkable. Captain America refused to cross the line. He held firm to his principles. But the rest of the team, Reed, Tony, Strange, Namor, Black Bolt, they're already preparing to do what he cannot. The Infinity Stones are broken. The early warning system is active. The Black Swan has revealed the truth about Rabum Alal and the end of everything. And the team is racing toward Latveria, where the next incursion is already beginning. What happens next? What choice will they make? What will be left of their souls when they're done? That's a story for another time. A story about Dr. Doom. A story about the final choice. A story about what happens when heroes become something else entirely. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the Illuminati's darkest hour, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next chapter. Let me know in the comments. What would you do if you were a hero faced with an incursion? Would you let two worlds die or sacrifice one to save the other? There are no easy answers. That's what makes this story so powerful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.